All of you, welcome back to yet another project. In this project, you're going to build first ever decentralized election commission for electing your prime minister, president, or head of organization. This particular DApp is 100% reusable, so after one election, you can reset the entire contract and conduct another election. So let me show you how our application exactly works. So let's talk about the feature we have included in our DApp. So anybody can register themselves as a voter or as a candidate. So let's register as a voter. So click on this voter and you will come back to the voter registration page, and here you have to provide all of these details. Here you have to upload your image and you have to upload the PDF in which you have to provide all the document which they have asked here. So you have to provide the ID of the document which you're going to provide in the PDF, and your document will be go for the verification. So once the verification will complete, you will have the authority to give vote. So let me create and register myself as a voter. So I'll say Hussein, and here I'm going to give an ID or a short message which you're going to provide in the PDF for that specific document. So voter address. So for that I will take this ID, this 5-digit ID, and this is the exact ID you have to provide in the PDF, and below that you have to provide the document. So let's give the same ID to all of these fields. And here I have provided all the ID. Make sure you have to provide the relevant ID as per the document. Now come back to the upload. So I'll click here and I have to upload the image of myself. So I'll come back here and I'm going to pick an image. So this time I will go with this particular image, this lady. So the process will take a little bit time because we are uploading the data, the image, and here we have uploaded successfully. Now we have to upload our PDF in which we have to provide all of this document. So I'll come back here and here I have a couple of PDFs. So I'm going to use this one and I have to upload the PDF. And it's uploading. Finally, it's successfully uploaded and you can able to see all the document which you have provided in the PDF. And this particular document will go for the verification to the election commission, means the organizer of this election, and they're going to verify your document based on the details you have provided to check whether you are a legitimate voter or not. So once you provide these details, you can simply click on this register and it's going to call our smart contract and you will be registered as a voter. So click on this confirm. And here we have, so once you will successfully register as a voter, you will be redirected to the registration voter page, and there you will find all the voter registered themselves as a voter and their status. So currently there is only one approved voter we have, which is this Daulat, and it's an admin. And we have all of these voters which are in the pending state. Once their documents got verified, they will have a approved status. And this is the one we have created. So simply click on this and it will take you to the voter detail page. There you can able to find all the details which you have provided. So name, ID and address, that's all you will find. And this option will be only visible as long as your profile is in the pending state or is in the reject state. Once it's get approved, we are not allowing them to update the data. Anybody can see the documents which you have provided. So they can see that is there any address proof, criminal, that's all document which we have. That's all you have to provide. So I have taken this dummy PDF, but you have to provide the real document. Then your account will be approved. So this is how you can register as a voter. Got it? Now let's talk about how you can register as a candidate. So the same user can register themselves as a voter as a candidate, because that's the normal rule we have in the election. So the same voter can give vote to himself. Now let's create an account. So I'm going to simply call Hussein and I have to give the ID. So I'll go with the same ID. So I have provided all of these details. Now I have to upload the image. I go back here, pick an image, assets, and I will pick the same image because that's the same user. And this process will take a little bit time and it will upload our image. So we have uploaded the image. Now we have to upload our PDF. So click on that, come back here, and this time I'm going to take this PDF, or you can take any PDF. So I'll go with this next PDF, upload, and this will upload our PDF. Once it will upload, we can simply register ourselves as a candidate. So click on this registration. It will call to our smart contract and is going to register yourself as a candidate. So just wait, click on confirm. So finally we have registered as a candidate and you will be redirected to the register candidate page, and there you will find all the candidate register themselves as a candidate. So this one is the approved because this is the one which I have created as an admin. So it's approved and I have approved myself. So the best part of this smart contract, that if the admin wants to take a part in the election, like he has to upload all of the document, and once his account get verified, his document get verified, then only it would be eligible for being a candidate. So this particular account I already approved, that's why you can see the approved status. You can click here and you will redirect here and you can able to see all the details, the IDs which we have provided and the message we have provided at the time of approve. If I come back here, this is the one which we have created just now. If I click on this, it will take me here in the candidate detail page and you can able to see the IDs, all of that provided. So she can update her profile if her application got rejected and reapply for the application verification. So this is how the candidate and voter registration will take place. Now let me take you back to the admin address and let's try to approve them and let's see what are the options we have included. So this is the account number 3 is the admin. So I'll click on that. I have to clear my MetaMask history, otherwise the transaction will fail because we have switched the account. Now we have to reload the page, and if we come back to the home, you will see that here we have this option called all candidate, all voter. So if you click on that, it will redirect you to the approved voter. So right now we have only one approved candidate, but if you come back to the all candidate, we have multiple candidate. If you come back to the approved candidate, we have only one candidate approved. If you go with the voter, all voters, we have so many voters registered for giving vote. But if you go back to the approved voter, right now we have only one voter is approved. Same goes for all voted. So those voter will give their vote. That's all details we're going to find it here. Here we have the option for admin. So this particular option will only visible to admin of the contract. So if I click here, you can able to control the smart contract. You can set the timing of the election. So you can pick a date, you can pick a ending date and set. You can even change the honor of the contract, or you can simply reset the contract. So you can use the same contract for a fresh election. So come back here. And here we have multiple resources. So all the document details we have provided, that what are details they have to provide to register themselves as a candidate, as a voter. And here we have the option. Now let's do one thing. Let's come back to the all candidate section and let's verify that. So this is the one which we have created just now. I'm going to click here and it will take us to candidate page. And there I can able to give the short message. So where I have these two options, I can approve the account if the document is good after checking all of the document, but I can also reject the account if the document is not that good. So I'll say your account is rejected because you have not provided the proper details like voter ID card. So I've given this message, so the user who has registered themselves as a candidate, they can know that they have problem in the voter ID card and they can simply update the profile. So let me do that. So once I will click this reject, it's going to make the call to our smart contract. I'll simply click on this confirm and you will see that this application is got rejected. You can see the rejected status we have. If I click here, I will have this option, so I can simply approve or reject once they will update the document. So if I go back to the number 10 account, you will see that this is the account we have used, number 12, and I'm going to simply go to the advanced and delete all of that, reload the page. So now I'm in the account number 12 and now I got this status too. I have my application got rejected and I have to upload my document properly. So I will click on this update profile and I have to give my name. So this time I'm going to call, I hope this is the right spelling, I have to give my ID. And this is the ID I'm going to provide. Let's do that. So I have provided all of these details. The candidate has to provide the valid details, otherwise again it will reject it. And now he has to upload the document because sometimes the image is not good, sometimes the PDF is not good. So that's all details he has to re-upload. So this time I'm going to take this one and I can simply pick the same image because there is no problem in the image. We have to simply change the document. So once it's uploaded successfully, click on this upload PDF. I will come back here. So this time I'm going to take this different PDF. This is the one. I'll click on this, open, and it's going to simply upload this PDF. So just wait, it's uploaded successfully. Now I can able to see it looks good. Now I can simply register and update my profile. So click on this update. So somewhere I have missed the data. So this is the one which is missing. So I'll simply paste this one. Let's check one more time. You can see we have added this validation for checking that the user is providing all the details or not. So simply click on this update. It's going to make to our smart contract and it's going to update the entire detail of this particular candidate. So simply click on this confirm and we have successfully updated the data in our profile. So you can see Tom and Jerry, the data is updated. If you come back here, you will find all of the details we have provided is updated, and still we have this update profile function, because once it will approve, then this function will go away. Now if you come back here, PDF is also got updated, so the documents the user have provided. Now I can come back here, I can go back to the account number 3 because this is the admin. I have to clear my MetaMask history, advance, and reload the page. So I'm come back here. Now I can see I'm getting this 2 option again, so I can approve or I can reject. So I'll say your account is approved as candidate to be a part in election. You can give any message. You can have a good approval message, which you can take it from here. So I'll simply copy this one, and that's what I'm going to simply provide here. So it will look good. So you have to give a proper message. Now I'll click on this approve. Once I will do that, this particular candidate is approved and now is eligible for taking votes. So confirm, and it will redirect to the approval candidate page, and you can see this user had got approved. So if you tick on the approval candidate, right now we have this 2 approval. If you go to all candidates, there you will find the status is also changed. So this account is approved and this accounts are in pending state. So what I will do, let me quickly approve all of these accounts. After that we're going to start giving vote. So I'll say I will verify the document, it looks good. Now I can simply say approve, and only admin, the election commission, can approve that. So we got one more approve. If you come back here, go to the all here, this approve. Now I want to do one more approve and I want to reject one. I'll say here and approve. Simply click on this confirm. So we have successfully approved 4 candidates, and that's all you will find here. But right now we are not getting the option for giving vote because the voting time period we haven't set. So we have to set the duration of the voting, then the voting option will be visible here. If you go back to the detail page, you will see that it's gone. Right now we don't have the option for approving or rejecting because we have already approved. The status is changed, accepted. Got it? So we have approved 4 candidates for the election. Now let's come back to the voter, and we can do the same thing with the voter. So right now we have multiple voters, only one voter is approved and the rest of are unapproved. So let's start from the bottom. So I can come back here, I can say give the message and approve. Let me quickly approve 4 to 5 candidates so we can able to give vote and we can able to see the status. This is the one approved. Let's come back again. Let's approve this one, Muhammad Sahir. I can verify the document and I can click on this approve and click on this confirm. So we have successfully approved the account. Now let's come back to the next one. Approve, confirm. Here we are. Let's come back again. Let's approve this buddy. I can give the message and I can approve. We got it. Now we have to approve. We have approved Hussein and we have all of this. So right now we have registered 5 voters. So if you come back to all voters, all approved voters, you will find all of these 5s are reflecting here and they are eligible for giving vote and they haven't given their vote yet to any candidate. So that's the first thing. So that's how you can approve and that's how you can find all of that. Now let's do one thing. We are the owner of the contract, account number 3. So it has the power to start the election. If you come back to the home section, you will see there is no election is not started. That's why you're getting these, but these are the data is dynamic. So I'll come back here and let's start the election. So first thing, I'm going to pick a starting point. So you can pick in future, you can pick in past. It's totally up to you. You can start with the 30 to 1 month, but I'll go in the past so I can able to give vote and show you in the demo. If I take in the future, so I have to wait that long. So I'll go with 70 and I have to pick a near future date. I'll take the 31. So this is the duration of election. You can take any time period, and I will click on this set voting period. It's going to make a call to a smart contract and update so the user can start giving vote. So click on this confirm, and here we have given our vote successfully. We have redirected to the home page, and you can see this is the starting and this is the ending. The time period is also given. If you click on this all voter, it will take you to the candidate page, and now I'm ready to give vote. So if I scroll down, you will see we have this option called give vote. As I told you that I have registered myself, the owner of the contract has registered themselves as a voter or as a candidate, so he has the power to give vote to any candidate. So right now we have this 4 candidates approved. Obviously I'm going to give my vote to the blockchain coder, so I'll simply click on this give vote, or you can simply click here. It will take you to the candidate detail page, and you will have option here as well, give vote. So you can simply click on this give vote, or you can click there to give vote as well. And here I am casting my vote. So simply click on this confirm, and I have given my vote to the blockchain coder, and you will see the status is changed to already voted, and I cannot give vote to any other candidate. So I have changed all the status. If I come back to the all voter voted, you will find that I have given my vote. You can come back here, you can click on this, and you will see that you have given your vote. You have given your vote. That's why you're not getting that option. So this is how a user can give vote. Now what I will do, I'll come back here in the all candidates, and I'm going to switch my account with a different account. So I'll go with the account number 4, and I'm going to clear my MetaMask history, otherwise the transaction will fail. Clear it up, and now I have to give vote. So I can give vote to anybody. You can see right now I'm in the different account, so I'm getting this option. So this particular account is in the pending state, so I cannot able to give vote to this, but I can give vote to any one of this account. So I can give the vote to the like the blockchain coder, give it up, and I can simply click on this confirm, and we have given our vote successfully. So this particular candidate has 2 votes, and the rest are the candidates are 0. So what I will do, I'll simply come back here, go back to the 5th account. I'll cast, reload the page. Now I can give vote. So I can give vote to Gym Life this time, and I can simply confirm and cast my vote. Confirm. So I have given my vote successfully. This has 1 vote. Now I will do the same thing with the other account, because I have multiple account. Clear it up, advance, reload the page, and now I can give my vote. So I'll go with the blockchain coder, and I will give my vote. So simply click on this confirm, and I've given my vote successfully. So this candidate has 3 votes. Now let's give one more vote, because we have multiple accounts, and I'm not going to give vote to every single account. So let's clear it up, advance, reload the page, and let's give the vote. So you can see this particular account number 7, is not registered as a voter. That's why it's not getting that option. If you go back to the voter list, then you will find that we can able to read the data, but we cannot able to give the vote because we have not registered with this account. So I'm going to pick the account which I have registered with, account number 12, which we have used and already given vote. So let's come back here, and let's clear my history. Done. Now I can able to give vote to the approved candidate. So I got this option, give my vote. So I can go vote to the blockchain coder, and I can simply click on this confirm. So we have successfully given our vote. And if you come back to the home page, you will see the stats that which candidate got the highest vote. So you can click on this, get highest voter, and you will find all the details that how many votes it got, and you have already voted. So this is how our application is working fine. Everything looks absolutely good, and every single thing is dynamic. So this is a really powerful application which you can include in your project. Now let's talk about the change it and come back to the owner of the contract, so we can test the other features we have included. I'm going to close, restart this, and what I will do is I'll simply go to advanced, clear, and reload the page. Now I'm the owner. This is the owner connected with the application. So I click on this owner, and now you will see that we have already set the time, or even if you want to increase the time of the election, you can do that by providing the time again. Here we have to provide the address if we want to change the owner, and we can reset the contract. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to change the contract address, owner address, and I'm going to give the power to that particular user to reset the contract. So this time I will do is I'm going to take the account number 4. So simply copy this one, and now I have to get back to the account number 3, because this is the function can only call by the owner. So I'll reset and reload the page. Now I can change the honor. So I can click on this, paste, and I click on this change honor. So when you change your honor, you have to replace in two places. First in the contract, and we have to also specify that address in our front end, because we are targeting in two different places. So you will see here we have this option called honor. So all you have to do is to simply provide this particular address, the second address we are using as an honor. So this one is. Now I will come back here, reload the page, and you will see this option is gone. Now I have to switch back to the account number 4. I have to clear my terminal and reload the page, and here we got the options. Now I can click on this and I can able to control all the applications. So if you can see that I already have all of these candidate registered. So we have this candidate, we have all of these details are listed here. If you go back to the approve, that's all you will find, approved voters. If you go to the voted voters, you will see that we have all of these voters have given their voted. So all the voter voted. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the entire contract so I can use in different elections. So I can come back to the honor, and all I have to do is to simply click on this reset. So click on this reset contract, and it's going to make a call to our smart contract, and it's going to reset every single thing. So click on confirm, and here we have reset the contract. So we got it in the home page. You can see all of these details are gone. You can click all candidate. There is no candidate listed. If you go back to the approved candidate, there is no approved candidate listed. If you go back to the all voters, that's all you will have here. There is nothing in here. All voted, so everything is gone. So now the contract is pretty fresh. Now you can simply use the same contract and you can conduct the election one more time. So you can come back here and you can set the timing. So you can come back, pick the duration, ending, and click on the set voting, and it's going to set the voting timing, confirm, and here we are. So now the voting timing is started. Now the user can start registering themselves as a voter, as a candidate, and they can simply wait for the verification. Once they verify, and they can give the vote. So this is what exactly we're going to build. So it looks very powerful. You can see all of these big components we have provided. We have multiple tabs which you can check from your end, and we have this blog section, footer section, and we have all this about us, you can see. Then we have the legal docs, all those legal details we are providing here. You can simply check that. Looks powerful. We have this contact us, so you can simply allow them to contact, and if they have any problem, you can check the roadmap. You can display all of these details. So we have a beautiful section like this. Then we have the support. This is how the support would look like. You can click and it's going to open, expand, close. That's all we have here. Then we have the terms and condition, and here you have to highlight all the condition for candidate and voter, that what are the documents they have to provide. Then we have the privacy and policy, which you can simply provide here. Looks good, and it's 100% responsive for all the screen sizes. So if I show you the responsiveness, it looks pretty damn good. So we have this one. You can simply provide this one, click here, and this is how it's going to look. User can click and they can simply go there. If you want to make it a little smaller, you can see. If you click on the candidate, we have this one slider. If you go to the voters, we have this. If you go to the resource section, we have this. So it's really powerful. It's really powerful. Everything is dynamic. You can see all the images, looks absolutely stunning. So it's a really powerful application which you can include in your portfolio. I hope you guys have understood. So what exactly we're going to build in this particular project, and this will teach you a lot of things, because this is one of the biggest smart contract we're going to build together. With that said, now let me show you that once you will get the final source code, how you have to do the setups and what are the things you will get exactly in the final source code, because we have pro template which we are using, and that's what I'm going to provide you in the complete source code. And the starter file is also given, so make sure to download the starter file which we're going to use for developing the entire project from scratch. So once you will get the final source code, you will get the zip file. Make sure to unzip that. Once you unzip, you will get this particular folder, and this is the folder you have to open in your VS Code. Now let me give you a quick walkthrough of the entire project. So this is the two folder you will have when you will unzip the folder, and when you open it, voting DApp new, you will have this two folder. In the very first folder, voting DApp, you will have the complete source code of the entire project. I'll take you through that. And in this one, voting template, you will find that this is the premium template we are using in the project. So you will find all the pages we have in the template. That's all you will find. I'll give you the walkthrough of both the things. So let's first start with the project, because that's the core feature of our application. So first you have to open this one and you have to get into this particular folder. So simply copy the name, open up your terminal and type cd and give the name and hit enter. So you are in this particular directory. Now let me give you a quick walkthrough that what exactly we have and what kind of folder and file structure we have designed. So I'm going to bring this down. So the very first thing we have is this artifact. So when you will compile the contract, this artifact will get generated. So we not need this right now. So I'm going to simply delete this one. Need this one. We have to delete this cache as well. Then we have to come back to the component and let's try to understand the architecture we have designed. So if I open this one, you can see we have a lot of components and all of these components are for different pages. So here we have the about us page, here we have the blog page, here we have blog detail page, here we have career page, here we have contact, here we have customer, education, this is the global. In that we have all the components. So we have the footer, we have the header, and here we have some regular component which we are using in our entire application. So this is the cursor, input, loader, pop-up, preloader, preview image, scroll up, upload image. So this is the regular component we have, which we have inside the global. Now here we have all the component for our home page. So blog section, hero section, provider, testimonials, trust, vote, why vote, that's all you will have. Then we have this legal docs. In that we have multiple components. We have market. In that we have all the components for the market page. This is the market detail page. You can check that. Then we have the privacy. This is the privacy page. This is the roadmap page. This is the support page. This is the team page. We have the team detail page. We have the terms and condition. And in this index file, we are importing all the component of different pages. And that's all you will find. So this is the global one. This is the home page. And here we have rest all the pages. And that's what exactly we are importing here. So you will find all the components for all the pages. So that's what you will find inside the component. That's the very first folder we have. Now let's come back to the second folder, which is the context. And this one is a very important folder because all the logic, all the interaction with the smart contract is going to be happen in this particular folder. And we are using context management. So the very first thing we have is the ABI. So when you will deploy the contract, it's going to generate the ABI, which we need for interacting with our smart contract. So this is a huge ABI, which we're going to create together. So I'm going to simply delete this one because I want to show you from everything from start. So let's start with the very first file, constants. So click on that. In that you will find all the configuration we have done for the networks and our contract interaction. So we are using this libraries. Then we have this ABI of our contract, and this is the address of the owner because there are certain functions we are restricting in the front end for owner only, not for the user. So that's why I have taken this particular address, and this particular address I have got from Harad because when you will deploy the contract, Harad will use this particular account. So Harad give you 20 plus account and it's use this particular one, the very first one for deploying the contract. So first we're going to test the contract locally. After that we're going to deploy to the test network. So this is the owner address. Then we have the address of our contract and the ABI. And here we have done the network configuration. So if I open this one, you will find that we have all the network. So you can define as many network as you want. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can test locally and we're going to deploy on Polygon test networks. So this is the latest one. So to configure a new network, so if I close all of this, you will see that we have all the different network we are using in our project. You can literally deploy to any network and you can interact with that particular blockchain. So we're going to test on this and we're going to test on this. Mumbai is depreciated. You can go with the main network. You can go with the Binance. You can go with Binance main network and so far. So you can literally use any blockchain network. All you have to do is to provide this relevant information. You can call whatever you want to the name, but you have to provide the chain ID, the actual chain ID of that particular blockchain. You can call the name, whatever name you can call, because this name is going to reflect in the MetaMask. And here we have the currency. So you have to provide the name, symbol and the decimal point. And here you have to provide the RPC endpoint. And you have to provide the specific block explorer, which blockchain you are connecting. So these are the information you have to provide because these are the information we're going to add in the MetaMask when the user will not have that particular blockchain. So you can simply configure that. And that's what we have here. Here we have this particular function called change network. And here we are checking for a condition, checking for the network. If there is no network, we are throwing an error. And the magic is happening here, handle network switch. So all you have to do is to provide the relevant network name. So if we want to connect with the localhost, then that's the network we have to provide, because I have already done the configuration here. So simply copy the name, and that's what you have to provide. If you want to go with the mainnet or Binance or Polygon, all you have to do is to copy the name, and that's what you have to provide here. So where it is gone, that's what you have to provide here. So it will automatically connect to that specific network. So that's the configuration for the network. So let me close this one. Now let's come back to the functionality. So here we have the very first function, check if wallet connected. So in that, simply we are calling this particular function. So it's going to check for the MetaMask. If MetaMask exists, then it's going to simply call this network check. So if the user is already connected with our network, with the network which we have configured, so it will continue normally. Otherwise, it will allow the user to simply switch the network, then they can interact with our smart contract. So that's the configuration we have. Then we have this particular function called connect wallet. It's the same thing, we are calling the same method. Here we have, now we have this fetch contract function, and here we have this contract function. So all we are doing, we are using the web3 package, and we are providing the address, contract ABI, and the signer to get the contract object, which we are going to use to interact with our smart contract. So this is the entire context file. So I'm going to simply close this one, come back to the context, and here we are build all the functions. So there is tons of feature we have included in our voting DApp. So it's a Prime Minister voting DApp, and there is a lot of feature we have. So we are using all of these packages. This is the import we have. We are using context management for state management. Here we have a couple of state variables we have taken, so you can literally change the variable here, and the entire data will change in our entire application. Here we have the state variables, so for the loader, address, and check vote. So this particular variable I have taken to check whether the user have given vote or not. Then we have this notifier. We are using this notification success, notification error. So we're going to simply pass the message, and it's going to reflect the message. Now comes the functionality. So here we have the entire functionality. So let me zoom out a bit to show you in a better way. So this is called register candidate, and anybody can come and they can register themselves as a candidate. All they have to do is to provide all of this information. So we have this update candidate, in that we are taking all of this data from the user, and this is the actual data you have to provide if you want to sit in an election. So they're going to ask you name, nomination form, affidavit, criminal assistance. That's all you have to provide. And we have the image and the PDF, because we're going to take the document in the PDF form as well, and that's going to be attached in the front end so everybody can see. So this is the registered candidate. In that, we are checking whether all of this data is provided or not. If not, then we have to throw the error message. Then we are simply calling our contract, converting this entire data into a JSON format, and then deploying to the IPFS. And here you have to provide your own API key and secret key from Pinata. You have to get your own API key and secret key from Pinata, and that's what you have to provide. I'll show you how you can get that. Then we are simply uploading it, and then that's the information we are passing into our smart contract, name and URL, and then we are calling the transaction complete. So this is the register candidate function we have. Same thing for the register voter. So they have to provide all of this detail if they want to register themselves as a voter. Then we are doing the same thing, and here you have to provide your API key and secret key from Pinata for uploading the data to the IPFS, and then we are calling the contract and storing the data into that. So this one is for register voter. Now if I come back here we have this approved candidate. So this particular smart contract is a little bit different. So when the candidate and voter register themselves in our contract, then the owner of the contract, means those who conducting this election, they have to verify their document. So that's why we have this particular function called approved candidate. So in that, the owner will see all the documents which they have provided. They will see the PDF. If the creator of the election thinks that this is the legal candidate, so they can simply approve that, and they will be selected for sitting in the election. So this is the approve function we have. Same for the voter. We have to verify their document, and then we have to allow them to give vote. So this is the approve function. Then we have reject candidate function, and we have reject voter function. So if the user not provide the actual data, the valid data, so we can reject their nominations, and we can give them option to simply re-upload the entire data, and they can simply create another request for approval. And that's the exact logic we have built here. This one is for candidate and this one is for voter. Now come back to the setting voting time. So this one is pretty dynamic. The owner of the contract, means the creator of the election, can set this timing of voting. So we are taking the timing, start time and end time, and that's how we are simply passing into our contract. So only in that period of time the user can give vote. So this is the set period time. So now we have this particular function called update voter and update candidate. So if their document, if their nomination get rejected, so they can use this particular function to upload the entire document, valid document, and they can request for reapproval. So this is the function they have, in which they have to provide all of this detail. And again, here we have to simply provide your API key and secret key. So we can upload this data again to the blockchain IPFS. So this one is for voter update, and here we have this candidate update, candidate had also, and here you have to also provide the API key and secret key, which I will show you how you can get it. So close this one. So this one is update. Now we have this change ownership. So if you think that you want to change the ownership of the contract, you can simply do that. You can take the new owner address, and that's what you have to pass into the function. Change owner function, we have this reset contract, and this particular function will reset the entire data just like a new. So you can use this contract literally for multiple uses. So you have used this here, or you want to use the same contract in different election, you can use that. It will reset the entire data into a smart contract and it make it fresh. So that's the logic we have built for reset. Close this one, and here we have this give vote. So in that we need to take the address of the candidate, and that's what we have to pass, and the voter can conduct their vote. This is the function we have. And here we have all the reading function. So here we have this initial contract data, in which we are reading all the information like what is the election time period, and that's all we are converting and returning here. Then we have the next function called get candidate registered. In this we can able to get all the candidate who have registered themselves as a candidate for election. So that's all data we are reading, and we are doing in proper format, and that's what we are returning here. So this one is candidate read data. Then we have this voter. So all those who will register themselves as a voter, that's all details we will find here. Then we have this next function called all voter voted. So those who will give their vote, we're going to find their data right up here. So they have registered themselves as a voter. So once they will give the vote, we can able to get their details in this particular function. Then we have the highest voted candidate. So this will give us the current status of the election, that which candidate has the highest vote. It will give this. Then we have the winner. So this will return once the election is over, this function will call, and we can able to get the winner. Then we have this particular two function called get single voter and get single candidate, in which you can pass the address of the candidate, or you can pass the address of the voter, and you can able to read all the documents which they have uploaded. So this is the entire function we have built in our context management, and that's all functions and the variables are exporting here, so we can utilize in our application. So this is our context management. I'm going to simply close this down. Now we can come back to the contracts, and this is pretty huge contract we have coded in this particular project. So here we have taken all the important variable, the owner of the address, start time, end time, voter counter, candidate counter. Here we have this three different stages. So when the user will create his account, we are keeping that in pending. After that, we'll have the approval. If owner of the contract can reject their application, so we are giving this reject. So we have this three different stage. Here we have all this information about the voter. So we are taking the address, name, IPFS, URL, in which we have all the other details, register ID, status, has voted, or the message. So this message will update when the application will approve or reject. And here we have the same thing for the candidate. Here we have all the arrays and the mapping for candidate and voter. So here we have this modifier, which will check whether the function is called by owner or not. And here we have this particular function modifier, which will check the duration time, whether the election is going on or is stopped. Here we have the constructor, in that we are initializing voter count to 1 and candidate count to 1, and setting the owner of the contract. So this is the constructor. Now we have the very first function called register. If I open this one, in that we are taking this two information, name and URL, and that's what we are simply assigning and providing in our register voter. Same thing for the candidate. Here we have the approval function. Here we have the approval candidate function, reject voter, reject candidate, set voting time. Here we have get register voter, get all register candidate, get all approval voters, get all approval candidate, get vote, update voter, update candidate, change owner, reset contract. So this will reset the entire data within our contract, and here you can see we are resetting every single thing and deleting all the previous data. But this data will exist in the blockchain. It's only removed from the contract. Then we have the vote function. Then we have the get all voters who voted. Then we have get current voting status and the winner. So this is the huge contract we're going to code together in the project. Let me close this one. Now come back to the pages. So in that we have so many pages: about, all voter, approve candidate, approve voter, candidate details, candidate contact, index, legal docs, honor, privacy, register candidate, register voter, map, roadmap, support, terms and condition, update candidate, update voter, voter details, voter. That's so many pages we have. And even we have more pages in the complete template, which you can check. So once you will get the final source code, in that I'll provide you this template as well. Come back to the public. In that you will have the asset. There we have all the asset and the CSS file. That's all you will find. You don't need to make any changes. So close this one. Now come back to the script. So this is the entire script which allows us to deploy our contract. So we're going to test our contract locally and on the test network. So this is what we have here in the script. Close this one. Now come back to the style. Here we have the global CSS, and here we have added some custom classes as per our branding. So that's all I have done, which you can check. Close here. Then we have this utils. In that you will find that here we have this two function for converting time, and we have this one short address. Close this one. Now come back to the Hardhat accounts, and here you will find all the 20 account which Hardhat will provide you where you will test the contract locally. So I have already copied and pasted here for your convenience. So you can simply get it from here as well. Here we have this Hardhat config file. So first we're going to test on localhost, then we're going to move to the test network, and that's the configuration I have to done. And that's the configuration I have done here. So if you want to deploy to any network, all you have to do is to get the RPC URL of that particular network and provide your private key of your wallet which you want to use to deploy. So that's what you will have here. So now come back to the package.json file, and here we are using all of these important packages. So we are using XCS, Ether, Next.js, React, React DOM, Drop Zone, React Icon, Web3 models, and here we have the toaster and forms pair. And here we are using Hardhat and Nomic Foundation, which is the most important package which allows us to test our contract locally. So this is the entire folder and file structure we have, which we have coded and which we're going to code in the project together. So you can see it's pretty huge. You have seen that what we have exactly in the final project code base. Now let me show you what is the requirement you need to have to run this particular project, because when you will take the source code, this is exactly what you will get. So before we actually install the packages and run the project, we have to have a couple of requirements. So we have to use this specific node version, node-v. This is the node version I'm using, and you have to use the exact node version because right now Hardhat is not compatible with the latest node version. So the packages we are using like this Hardhat is not compatible. So if you use any other version, it's going to create a problem. It's going to unzip the entire package and it will install individually, which create a lot of problem if you have the latest node version. So make sure to use this one. This one is very stable one at the moment. You have to also check the npm versions. Type npm -v. So this is the version which I am using. If you don't know how to downgrade or upgrade to this particular version, make sure to watch this video, and that I have explained that how you can downgrade or upgrade your node version. So this is the first thing you have to check. Now it's time to install all of these packages. So all you have to do is to simply type, let me zoom a bit and type npm I or install, both will work fine. Hit enter. This is going to install the entire packages we have in our project. You can see we got our node modules. It will take a little bit time because all the packages are very slow and very light in nature, so it will happen very quickly. So finally we have done the installation and we are getting some notification. So it's say 11 vulnerabilities, moderate, and here we have this npm audit fix, but we don't want to run this command. Simply ignore this one because when you will run this command, it's going to upgrade some of the package and that's going to create a problem. So simply clear your terminal because we have successfully installed the packages, and here we got our node modules. In that we have all the packages which our projects rely on. So once we're done with that, now you have to simply split your terminal, close this one, and you have to run your local node because we are using Hardhat for testing our contract, and we have already done the configuration here in the context file that first we have to test locally, then we're going to move to the test network, and that's what we have already done here, localhost. So close this one, bring it up, and now we have to start our local node. So simply type npx Hardhat node, hit enter. This will start the internal node in your system and it will give you 20+ account, and you can use all of this 20+ account locally to test your contract, and you can import these account in your MetaMask. So to import, all you have to do is to simply copy the address, and that's what you can simply import. And by default, when you will deploy your contract, Hardhat will use this very first account, 2266, and that's what I have already given here. So you can see 2266 because this is the account Hardhead will use for deploying your contract. So this is the first thing. Make sure you have to keep this running, don't stop it, otherwise you cannot able to test the contract and deploy the contract locally. So once you're done with that, close this one, not close this one, let it be open, come back to the script, go to deploy, and here we have this script which I have given. So we are testing locally, so we have to simply copy this one, copy, and that's what we have to provide here. So this is the exact command you have to paste and hit enter. It's going to compile the contract and it's going to give you the address. So here our contract got compiled successfully. If you come back here we have the artifact. Inside the artifact we have the contracts. In that we have the ABI of our contract. So simply drag and drop here in the context file. So we got the ABI and that's what we are importing. If you come back here we have the ABI. That's what we are importing. And one thing I want to tell you that if you make any changes in your contract, even a spelling or even a small comma, you have to provide the updated ABI. So when you will deploy the contract, it's going to generate the ABI, and that's what you can simply drag and drop here. So first we got an ABI. Now we have to come back here in the context constants, and here we have to replace the addresses. So by default, Hardhead will generate the same address. You can see I got the same address. When you will run this command, Hardhead will generate the same address. This is the exact address you will get. So simply copy the address, and that's what you can simply provide here. Paste here. So we got our address. Now everything is set. So simply type npm run dev, hit enter, and here our application started on localhost 3000. You can simply copy that and you can come back to your browser. So I'll come back in my browser and I want to show you one thing. You can see that I have already done the configuration of my localhost in my MetaMask. But what if you don't have that configuration in your MetaMask? It's going to throw an error. So that's why we have done this automatic configuration in our code base. So if the user don't have this configuration, it will automatically configure. So let me show you how it's work. So what I will do, I'll simply provide my credential. I'll say hit enter. Here I am into the Polygon network. Come back to the networks, and here you can see this localhost is already configured. I'm going to simply delete it to show you that our configuration is working absolutely fine. Simply delete it. Right now we don't have this local host in our MetaMask. If you want to configure, you can do it manually. So you can simply click here. You can come back in the network session, click on this add network manually, and you have to provide the exact details which we have here, like name, go, currency, decimal point, RPC URL. You can provide it manually, but we have to do in more advanced way, and we want our application easily configure that. So our project is running. You can see it's running. Keep running. You can simply take this localhost and you can come back here. I have already done the localhost setting here, so I'll click here and it will open localhost straight away in my browser. You can see it will automatically open the MetaMask and it will say to switch my network. I'm getting this warning. If I click on this approve, it will switch from Polygon to localhost. Switch, and now you can see I'm successfully connected. If I reload the page, you will see we are connected with that network. So if I come back on the MetaMask, you will see here we are. So right now I'm on account number 2. And account number 1 and account number 2 is my real account. So I cannot use this real account on my localhost, so I have to use the Hardhead account. And this account number 3 is the Hardhead account, account number 4, account number 5, account number 6, and account number 7. All of these accounts are Hardhead account. If you don't know how to import, it's pretty easy. Come back here and you can get the private key of that particular account which you want. Simply copy this one, come back here. Here we have this. Click on that, import account, paste here, import. I have already done the import, that's why it's giving me this warning. So this is how you have to import. So I have done that. Now I will come back to the account number 3, click here, and you can see this account has less fund, but other account like number 4, 5 has 1000 because we have used the account number 3 for deploying our contract. That's why it has less fund. Everything's look good. Now we are ready to test our contract, and let's create candidate and voter. So before we do that, I want to clear my MetaMask history, otherwise the transaction will fail. And this is what you have to do whenever you switch your account. And whenever you interact with a different application, make sure to clear your MetaMask history, otherwise the transaction will fail. So reload the page, looks good. Now I want to register as a voter, because the same address can register themselves as a voter and as a candidate, and that's what we have general rule in a normal election. So a candidate can be a voter and can vote to himself. So that's the logic we have implemented here. So I'll click on this voter and let's register as a voter first. So I'll call it DAULAT HUSSAN Hussain. This is the name I have given to myself, and here they have to provide the ID number. number or short message. So I'll go with a number. So you have to give the ID of the document which they are asking. We have given the number or ID to the document, and here they can upload their profile photo. So click here, and I want to upload my profile photo, so I'll go with this one, select, and it's going to load and it's going to deploy my data to the IPFS. So just wait, and here our image is deployed. Now we have to upload the PDF, and this document is very important. In this field you have to provide the serial number of the document which you're going to provide in the PDF, because this PDF is going to be for the verification, and the owner of the election can verify your document. After that they're going to approve you. So this document which you will upload as a PDF is very important, and you have to provide the exact serial number here, so it would be easy for the user and the election commission. So here we have to click on this upload PDF document and come back here, and here we have the PDF. So make sure you have to create your own PDF. In that you have to provide all of the document which are asking here and create as a PDF, so you can able to upload. So I already have this demo PDF which I'm going to pick, and it's going to simply load, and it's going to simply deploy to the blockchain. So here it's successfully deployed, and here you can able to find all the PDF we have deployed. So the organizer of the election, they can verify your document based on the serial number which they have provided. They can verify, and if all the document is good, they can simply approve. So this document is very important. So you have to give a right serial number and right .pdf document. So once you provide all of these details, all of the detail looks good. Now you can simply click on the register, and it's going to make a transaction to our smart contract, and you will be registered as a voter. So here the transaction is happening. Now just wait and click on confirm, and finally the transaction is completed, and here we are redirect to the register voter, and you can see this is the voter, we got it. Right now the status is pending, because now the organizer of the voter, they have to verify this particular account. If they feel that it's this account okay, they have provided all the valid details, then they can approve, and this particular user will be elected for giving vote. So this is the one user. Let's do the same thing for the candidate. Let me create a candidate very quickly. I'll say encoder, and let's give this random number, but you have to give the serial number which you're going to provide in the document. Otherwise your election approval will fail. Let's upload a image. Click on the document, and I'm going with this one. It's loading, and here it's loaded successfully. Now we have to deploy our PDF. So again you have to provide your documents, so the organizer can verify your document with the serial number which you have provided, and the serial number must be given at least in 5 digits. That's the thing you have to keep in mind. So here this PDF is the same. Now I can simply click on this register voter. I think some data is missing. Okay, here is the missing data. I'll provide it, and the rest should be fine. So all the data we have. Now click on this register. It's going to make a call to our smart contract, and we are ready to simply register as a candidate. And here we have successfully registered as a candidate. This data is taking a little bit time, so you can see finally the data come here. The status is pending. So this is how you can register as a voter, as a candidate. Now let's come back to the verification. So account number 3 is the owner of the contract. So this account has the power to verify this particular account. So first let's verify this candidate. So click on this. It will take you the candidate details page, and here you can able to read every single thing. So you can able to read that what information they have provided. You can read the address, approval status is pending, how many votes they have got, what are the IDs. That's all you can able to see here. You can see the current status is pending, and here you can able to find all the PDF they have uploaded. So like you can simply verify that. If it's feel good, you can simply approve with a message or reject with a message. This particular option will only visible when the account, the candidate status is in pending or reject. But once it's approved, we are hiding this one. After that, we are not allowing the candidate to change any data. Okay, that's the normal logic. So what I will do, I'm going to simply take this one, copy this one. I'll say your ACCOE account is approved. So you can click on this approve, and it's going to make a call to our smart contract, and I can simply click on this confirm, And here the transaction is successful. We are redirected to the approved candidate page, and you can see this account is approved. Now you can click here and you can come back here in the detail page and you will see those buttons gone. And this is my account. I have registered myself as a candidate and voter, but right now I'm not having that option to update because I have approved account. Now let's come back to the voter. Click on this all voters. Here you will find the voter. So currently I have also registered myself as a voter, but this one has the pending state. So I have to approve this account as well. So click here and I can come back here. You can see the status, the same 3 states you will find. If you want to update any details, you can simply click here and it will take you here, and you have to re-upload the entire data and entire document. I'll come back here. I'm not going to upload that. And here I can simply approve or reject. So I'll say reject. Your application is rejected. And I can click on this reject. It will call to a smart contract and you can see it will have this confirm and it will redirect to our register voter, and still our status changed to reject. Now I can come back to the All-Thusen. So I will come back here and I can see that my application is rejected. So sometime the organizer will give me the short message that why it's got rejected, but I have given this simple message. I have to explain briefly that why particularly this application got rejected, so they can simply change the document and provide that one. So they can simply click here and they can come back here. I can simply give my name. So I give Daulat, I'll say Shahir, and I can give the address something, and I can go with this one. Make sure you have to provide the right document, otherwise again your application will reject it. So click here. It's going to open this one, and this time I'm going to deploy different image. So I'll go take this one. It's loading. Just wait. And here we have loaded the image successfully. Now we can simply take the PDF with the updated details. Click on the PDF and here it's loading. Once the loading will complete, it will reflect here, so we can see what are the details we have provided. So just wait, it's taking a little bit time. And finally our PDF is deployed successfully. Now we can simply call this particular function called update, and it's going to make a call to our smart contract. Here we have the smart contract. Now we can simply click on this confirm and the transaction went through. We can come back here in the register voter and you have seen that we have successfully updated all this information. Sahil, the image is different. Now you can click here, approve that. I can simply verify their details. I can see the updated document and I can verify them. So I'll say you are approved and I can click on this approve. The moment I will click approve, it's going to make a call to my smart contract and I have to simply confirm the transaction. And here the status is changed to approved. Now if I come back here, you can see I got those buttons are got disappeared because my account is approved. Now I can come back here and here you will have multiple options. So from here you can able to check all the candidate who will register themselves. That's all you will find here. Here you will find approved candidates. So those candidates are approved. That's what you will find here. Here we have the all candidates. Here you will find all the voters. So click on that. Those who will register themselves as a voter, that's all you will find. Here we have the approved voters. And here we have all those who given the voted. So no one have given vote. So I'll come back here and I can come back to the approved candidate. My account is approved, but I cannot able to give vote because we have to start the voting. And here we have this particular menu called owner, and this particular menu is only visible to the owner of the contract. So if I switch my account, you can see if I go to account number 4 and if I reload the page, you will see that that particular option gone because this is only visible to the owner of the contract. So I'll come back here. Account number 3, I have to simply clear my MetaMask history because just now I have changed my account. So I'll reload the page and here you can see I got the option. So click on this voter, click on this owner and it will take you here, and here you will find all the important function which you can test. So you will have a function to start the voting, you have a function for change owner, or you have a function for reset contract. So when you will click on reset, it's going to remove all the data from our contract which will test. So now I'm going to start the election. So I'll click here and I want to start the election from 24. You can go from back date, there's no problem, or you can go with the future, there's no problem. I'll go back to the 31st. So this is the time range I want to pick for the election. So click on this set voting period. It's going to open and I can click on this confirm and the transaction is successful and I'm redirected to the home page, and you will see here we got the status. So this is the election starting time and this is the end. Here we got this one, all voter, all candidate. Looks fine. Now I am ready to give vote because the voting is already started. So I will click on this all candidate. It will take me here, and now I will have this button called give vote. Give vote. So if I want to give vote, I can simply click on this give vote, or if I come back here, you will see. So I can come back here, and if I want to give vote, I can simply click on this give vote. It's going to open this model, and I'm giving vote to this particular candidate. Confirm. So I have given my vote successfully to my candidate. So you can see this particular candidate has one vote, and if I come back to all the voters, you will see I'm already given my vote. If you go back to the all voted, you will find that this user have already given their vote. So every single thing is working fine. Now let me go to the next different account, and let's create an account with a different one. So I'll go back to the account number 4, and let's clear my MetaMask history, otherwise the transaction will fail, and click on this clear, confirm, and into the page. Now I can create as a voter, I can create as a candidate, there is no problem. So I can come back to the voter and I can create my account. So I'll say Amit, I can give this data. Make sure you have to give 5-digit ID, because if you check the docs, in that we have mentioned in the legal document that how you have to provide the details, so you can check that. Click on this. Let me pick an image. So I'll go with this one. I have only these 2 images which I'm using, and I have to upload the PDF, so I'm going to upload that one. I hope you guys have understood the project structure, that how we are utilizing it and how we are build the structure. So here we have it. So we have provided all of this. Now I can click on this register. It will open and it will call the smart contract, and we have to simply click on this confirm, and the transaction is successful, and we have registered ourselves in with the account number 4 as a voter. And you can see we are on the register voter section. This is the approve account, and this is the pending. So this account is not approved yet. If I come back to the all approved accounts, you will see we have only one. If I go to the all voters, there is only one. If I click on this status pending, if you click on this, you can come back here on the detail page, and I have this option to upload because I have used account number 4 for getting this account, so I can simply update my account. But if I switch back to the owner, contract owner, you will see that I will have multiple options for approving, rejecting. So let me clear my MetaMask history. So I'll come back to the advanced, clear the history, and click undo the page. So here I have, if I open this, you can see right now I have this particular one, this 2 information. So I can give the message, and I can suggest him. If it's approved, I'll say approve, but if there is some problem in the document, I can say this is the document you have to provide in proper folder, and that's the message I can give, and that message is going to display here. So I'll say approve, because you have already seen that how you can reject and approve, and I can simply click on approve, and now this particular user will be eligible for giving vote. So click on this confirm, and here it's approved. If you click on that, you will come back here, and here you will see it's approved. You can able to read their information. If I come back to the account number 4, now this account number 4 has the right to give the voting. So click back here, go to the settings, advanced, clear this one, reload the page, and if we come back to the candidate section, he can easily able to give vote to this particular candidate. So click on this give vote, and here he given his vote. Confirm, and here this particular voter got 2 votes. If you come back to the home section, here you will find a stat, current highest voter. Click on that. It will tell you that which candidate got the highest voter. It will give you all this information, and it says that you have already voted. In the same way, you can define as many candidates as you want. So if I go back to here, I can also register as a candidate. There's no problem. So I'm using the account number 4. He can also register as a candidate, but he has already given his vote to someone else. So I'll say Jim, and I can give all this data. Now I can simply call this upload, and this time I have this, so I'll go with this one. It's uploaded successfully. Now I can pick the document which I want to provide. So I'll come back here. I'm going to go with the same document, but you have to provide the actual document. So here it's loading. Just wait. Finally, it's loaded successfully. Now we can able to click on this register, and it's going to register this particular candidate, and he will be a part of a member of candidates. So here the transaction completed, and here we are redirected, and here the state is pending. So if you click here, you have the option to update this details. Right now the state is pending. You can come back to the account number 3, because this has the power to verify, reload, and we have got it. You can see we can simply approve and reject. So we'll say approve, and click on this approve, and you can reject as well. There is no problem, and you can simply click on this confirm, and the transaction is complete, and there's approve section, and here it says that already voted, because I have already given my vote to this one. In the same way, you can create as many candidate, add many voter. So if you come back to the home page, still you will get this particular as a highest voter. So once the time will over, the election will be stopped, and no one able to give vote and register. So that's what we have. So this is how our application look. It's absolutely beautiful. This is the home page where we are providing all these details. So you can simply see we have this multiple tab. You can simply change the content as per your requirement. So we have this multiple component. We have multiple section here. We have footer. This looks good. This is the candidate section we have. Now if you come back to the honor, because I'm on the account number 3, and here we have couple of functions. So we have seen all the function. Now we have this 2 function left: change honor and reset contract. So let's try to change the honor. So this time I'm going to take the account number 4 as an honor. So I'll simply copy this one and remove, advance, clear data. So I'll copy this one. I have to go back to the account number 4. Then I have to clear that. I'll say and clear it. So I'm on account number 3, and account number 4 I want to make it the honor. So I'll simply paste the address here. This is the address. Now I can simply call on change honor. So this time the honor is changed. Once I will confirm the transaction, the honor is successfully changed, and I can see I am getting this particular option. It's reflecting here because we have to also replace the honor address here for the front end. So we have successfully changed in our smart contract, but we have to also change here in the front end. So here we have to simply provide the updated honor, and now it will work fine. Now reload the page. It's gone. Now I can come back here and account number 4. I'll simply clear the MetaMask history and reload the page, and I can come back to the honor. You can see now I can able to reset the contract. So the moment I will click on the reset, is going to delete all the documents, all the candidate, everything from our smart contract, and it will become a fresh contract. So click on this reset. It's going to make a call to a smart contract, and click on this confirm, and here the transaction is completed and everything is reset. So there is no election timing, because now we have to set the timing for the election. Everything we have to do. If we come back to the all voters, there is no voter. If we go back to the candidates, there is no candidate. Everything is gone. So it's really powerful project which you have to include in your portfolio. I hope you guys have understood. This is going to teach you a lot of things. Again, I'm telling you, this will teach you a lot of things. They have multiple pages here. So you have seen all the pages. Now let me show you the about us page. So this is how the pages look like. It looks beautiful. We have this over effect, looks absolutely amazing. We have this card component. We have this section. You can click and it will open the model. So you can simply display the short message, short video. Then we have the legal docs. Here you can mention that what are the documents they have to provide if they want to register as a document, as a candidate, or as a voter. So you can simply highlight all of that. So we have this nice drop down which you can check. Looks pretty good. You can click and you can check that. You can open and you can close. This is the resource section we have. Now we have the contact us. So here you can see this is how our contacts page look like. Nice map, nice form, and we have this one. If you come back here, go to the roadmap. This is how the roadmap section would look like. So it's a beautiful. Looks good. Now this is the roadmap. This is the support section. This is how the support section would look like. We have this drop down where you can display all the message and try to clear all the doubt about the user and the voter, that how you're going to conduct the elections. That's all you can highlight. You have this one, it will take you on top. Then we have the roadmap, we have seen the support, terms and condition. So here you can highlight it, notice for candidate, that what are the documents they have to provide, that's all you can do it. Same goes for the policy, that's all you can highlight here. We have more pages, in the final template. So if I come back in the source code section, I have taken few pages here, but when you will take the final source code, in that you will get this premium template, in that you will have like bunch of pages. So like you can see all of these pages you will have. So I hope you guys have understood that how our application is look, how it's working absolutely fine. So this is how you can test locally when you will get the final source code. Now let me show you how you can deploy to the test network. So open up your terminal, and we have to stop our application from running. Stop the application from running, close this one, and I'm going to clear my terminal. So this time we have to deploy to the Polygon test network. So we have already done the configuration here in the context. So all I have to do is to change the network. So I'll come back here. I'm going to simply copy this one, and that's what I have to provide here. So I'm going to simply close this one and provide here. So this time we are deploying to Polygon test network. That's the only thing you have to do here in the context, and you have to replace the address with your address, which the account you will use for deploying your contract, and here you have to provide the contract address, which we're going to do it. So I'm going to simply bring it up. I will come back here in the hard config file, and here I have to provide my private key, and I have to simply comment this one, and this is the exact thing you have to do, and bring it back. If you want to deploy to any other network like mainnet, testnet, then you have to provide that respective RPC URL of that particular blockchain, and you need to have couple of funds in your account which you want to use for deployment. So this looks good. Now we are ready to deploy our contract, but before we do, we need to take our private key. So save it, come back in the browser and click on the MetaMask, and I'm going to use this particular account number 2, because we cannot use the hard accounts for testing our contract on a test network, actual test network. So I have already have this particular fund, like I'm going to use this Polygon. So I'll come back here, I'm going to switch back to the Polygon Mumbai. And if you don't have this Polygon test network, you don't need to worry about it. We already done the configuration here. It automatically going to add all of that. So come back in the browser, and now we need to use this particular test network, and I'm already having this much fund. In your case, if you don't have fund, you can use this particular website to get a couple of free faucet. So type Polygon faucet, it will take you here. Click on the very first link, and all you have to do is to simply paste your wallet address. So I'm going to use the account number 2. I'm going to simply copy this particular address, and that's what I'm going to paste here. So when you will come for the very first time, it will tell you to join their Discord server. So first you have to authorize, then you have to join the Discord server. After that, you will get this particular option. So you have to pick this particular network. This is the symbol, and here you have to paste your address. The transaction will fail because in the morning I have already transferred a couple of test Matty, so the transaction will fail. So let's see. Here you can see the transaction failed because I already have enough Matty for testing my contract. So that's why it's failed. But in your case, you will get the Matty which you can use for testing your contract. Now I have to get my private key. So to get, click here. But before I can let me clear my MetaMask history. Otherwise my transaction is failed. Clear it and reload the page. I'm going to simply close this one. Come back here, and I have to click here, and I'm going to account number 2 and get my private key. So let me give my password, hit enter and press, and simply copy this private key. Now come back here, close this one, and all you have to do is to provide your private key here. That's the only thing you have to do. So let me do it very quickly. So I have provided my private key. I'm deploying to Polygon. Simply close it. Once you're done with that, now you have to deploy your contract. So come back here in the script, come back here, and here we have this particular method. So that's what we have to call. So if I come back here in the hard config file, you will see this is the name I have given, and in the script I have given the same name because this is the network I'm targeting. You can have multiple network, but make sure the name you give here, that's the name you have to simply give in the script. So I'm going to simply copy. I would suggest you to test in the same network where I'm testing. After that, you can do the experiment. So simply copy that one and paste and hit enter. This is going to compile our contract. Let me stop the application and let me show you. So the moment we hit that, it's going to compile our contract and it's going to generate the new API. So I would suggest you to delete this old artifact, because this time we are interacting with the test network. It's not going to create any problem, but let's delete it. I want to keep it fresh. So right now we don't have the artifact, we don't have the ABI. Now let's bring back the script. So now hit enter and it's going to compile. You can see here we got the artifact. So it's newly created artifact. Simply copy, drag and drop here. And again I'm telling you, if you make any changes in your contract you have to provide the updated ABI. Even you change a spelling or a comma, you have to provide the updated ABI. So we got our ABI and here we got our address. So simply copy this one and that's what you have to provide here. So go back here and here we have this. Change the address. That's it. So this is the owner. This is the account I'm using. This is the account I'm going to use. Account number 2, copy this one. Come back in the code and this is the owner. So I will simply replace it. So here you have to change the address of the owner and here you have to change the contract address, and that's the only thing you have to do. Now you are ready to test on the Polygon test network. So simply type npm run dev. Got it? So just wait, and here our application got started successfully. Everything looks fine. Now we can come back to our application and let me close this one and let's click on this localhost 3000. Here our application is working absolutely fine. If you can see, it's automatically connected with the Polygon test network. So I'm going to switch back to different network and I will click on this and I'm going to simply reload the page. The moment I will do, it will automatically going to change the network. Here you can see I'm getting the warning message. So click on this switch network and now I'm switched back to the Polygon test network. Now I can simply remove my MetaMask history and now I'm ready to register a candidate as a registered voter. So I can click on this and let's register myself because I don't have much fund. So I'm not going to register too many users because this is very hard to get these days. So I'll say Daulat, USSA and Hussain, and I'll say 1 2 3 4 5 and I'm going to give the same ID. Make sure you have to give 5-digit ID. That looks pretty good because most of the real world election you will find the ID is close to 5 number. And make sure to give the exact ID in the PDF where you're going to provide all the documents. So I'm going to upload my image and I'm going to select this dude, handsome dude. So just wait, it's loading and here we got it. Now we can come back to the update it and I have to pick my document. So the PDF, I'm going to use the same one. Click on this upload. It's going to upload and just wait. Here we have it. So we got that one. Now I can simply click on this register and it's going to make a call to our smart contract. So it's going to open the MetaMask because this time we are deploying, interacting with the Polygon test network. So click on this confirm and you can see the transaction is in the pending mode. Open this MetaMask and you can see it's in the pending mode. The moment the transaction will complete, we'll redirect to the register voter page and there you will find all this detail. So here we are back. Transaction went through successfully and we are redirect to the voter register page and here you will find the data will reflect here. So just wait. Here finally we got it. So right now the status is pending. I'm the owner, so I can approve myself. You can able to see I got this update, approve. So say hey Daulat, USS Hussain, you are approved. Got it. Click on this voter, approve, and I can simply click on that confirm. If you click on that, you can see the transaction in the pending mode. Once the transaction will complete, we will redirect to the approve page. So just wait. There you will find all the user, all the candidate who have got approved from the election commission, and the transaction is complete. And here we are. We got this one. If I click on this, all the information, all that update and all that function gone because right now we are approved candidate. We have the right to give vote. If you come back to the all voters, there you will find that you haven't given your vote yet, not voted. So that's how you can simply interact on the test network. So I hope you guys have got the idea. Now let me show you how you can get your API key and secret key from Pinata, because this is the exact key which I'm going to provide you in the final source code. But this key might not work in future because it has limit to 1000 images, 1000 document. After that, this API is not going to work. So you have to simply replace your API key in. So you have to update your API key in 4 function in register candidate, register voter, and update voter, and update candidate. So in these 4 functions you have to replace. So to get it, come back here, type pinnata cloud. This is the platform which we're going to use to deploy our document to the IPFS blockchain. So make sure to log in. I'm going to say no thank you. I already have my account, so I will simply logged in. So here I'm back into my dashboard, and here I will find all the document which I have uploaded in my recently in all the different API I have created. So all you have to do is to simply click on this API key, and here you will find all the API key you have created. So I have tons of API key. To create a new one, click on this new API key. You can call whatever you want. I say call it, let's say SHEI Shahir, my buddy. And here I want to have an admin level access because I want to use all of this. Here you can set the limits. So the maximum limit you can set to 1000. You cannot go beyond that because that's the maximum you can create on a free API key. Click on this generate, and it's going to generate a key for you. So you can simply copy this one, and you can come back here, and that's what you have to update. So you can simply come back here, and here you have to simply update, paste here, save it, paste here. Okay, let me bring it back. So simply paste here. Same thing you have to do with this one. Come back to the code, and here you have to paste here. So this is the key you have to paste. So simply copy this one. Once you provide in one particular function, copy this one API key and come back here in the candidate, and here you have to simply replace. So simply select this and paste here. This looks good. Let's do the same thing for the registered voter, and you can simply come back here and you can simply paste here. You can do the same thing with the registered candidate. So I can simply select and paste here. If you get any error related to deployment, then make sure you have to check your API key. If your API key is not valid, it's going to throw an error. And when you will take the final source code, this is the new API key which I have created just now. It will be there. So it will work for a few days because a lot of you are going to create on this particular API key. So after it's exhaust its limit, then you have to replace your, okay. But if you get any error related to Pinata, because that's the error message you will find here, like successful, and when it will fail, it will say registration fail. So when you will get in that kind of things, then you have to simply replace your API key. So you have to same copy and you have to replace in 2 more places. So come back here in the component. In that component you will find global, and here we have this upload image and we have this upload. So click on this upload. There you will find we have this particular function which upload the entire image to the IPFS. So that's the same thing we have to replace here. Provide, and we have to upload this image as well. So we can simply come back here and we have to replace here as well. So let's open this one, and that's what I have to do, the replacement for the image. Got it? So I hope what are the things you have to do in these 6 places. You have to replace the API key and secret key. In that way everything would be fine. So if I come back to the Next.js, so we have done all the update. So I hope you guys have understood that what exactly you have to do when you will get the final source code and how you have to do the setup. It looks pretty amazing. This is one of the projects you have to include in your portfolio. It will help you to increase your understanding that what and how you can build this kind of application. It's a pretty huge contract we have written. So this is what you will get in the final source code. And now let me show you that what exactly you will get in the template. So I'm going to open this one. I'm going to stop the application from running, and I'm going to clear my terminal. And now I have to get out of this particular folder. So cd dot dot. Now I have to get into this particular one, template one. Simply copy cd, and I can paste this one. So right now I'm in this particular directory. Now I have to install the packages. Now you have to simply install. Type npm I and hit enter. It's going to install all the packages we have here in the packages and file. So close this one and just give some time. Here we are getting this particular warning. It's telling us to use the latest version of Node. So but we want to use exactly the same one. Now we can simply clear our terminal and type npm run dev. Here it started on localhost 3000. Now you can come back in the browser, close it down, close this one, and click on this localhost 3000. You will see here our application is looking fine. and it's a template. There's no function we have attached in this. It's just a template. You can come back to the marketing, click on here. You will see this is the marketing template you have. Nice template we have. We have the sticky sidebar. If you go to the marketing details, this is how the marketing detail page would look like. Beautiful. Here we have the company, and then we have this about. This is how the about pages look like. Beautiful. If you come back to the team, you guys have already seen this team page. So this is how it's going to look, the team page. If you come back here in the team detail page, you have already seen that. This is how the team detail page would look like. If you come back to the block page, this is how the block page would look. It's beautiful, night animation, the zoom effect we are getting in this particular component, and we have this pagination, and this looks good. Now if you come back to the block detail page, you will get this option as well. Now we have nice sticky bar we have. You can simply scroll this one as well, and this one as well. Then we have the details page, and now we have this career option. There you can able to see, like here you can highlight all the different roles. If you want to provide a job, that's all you will find. Now you can click, you can highlight nicely. That looks good. Come back to the contact, and here we have the contact page. If you come back to the education, there we have all this, so you can provide all the education details here. That looks pretty good. Then we have the resources, and you guys have already seen this legal document. This is how the legal document. Then we have the customer. This is how the customer would look like. Nice. Then we have the roadmap. You have already seen this roadmap. Then we have the support. This looks good. Then we have the terms and condition. Looks good. And the last one is the privacy and policy. This is how it's going to look. And here we have this login. So click on this login, and it will take you here. So we have this one. Nice. Nav bar. Then we have this login, and here we have the social login as well. Click on this sign up, and you can come back here as well. So this looks absolutely great, and it's 100% responsive. This looks pretty good. So you can check from your end. So I hope you guys have liked this project. If you have any question, any doubt, do let me know in the comment section, or if you have any recommendation, do let me know. So I'm going to attach that particular feature in this particular smart contract in this particular post. And you can also download the starter file so we can continue together. And when you will take the final source code, this is what exactly you will get. So you will have this complete source code of the project, and I have already explained you that how you can execute that. And this is the template, the pages you will get. That's all you can check from your end. So that's the only thing from my end. Hope to see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.